Two things I'm going to talk about today: online learning, and at the same time getting more things done. Here's just one of the articles in regard to online learning. What we know is, as a business, this is just a couple of years ago, that there's 200 billion or more is spent last year on online learning, and here it's projected to climb to 325 billion. It's a massive, massive industry when it comes to both corporate learning, personal development, universities. But what we know is, well, firstly, one, a lot of people claim you can be making millions and millions online. I mean, where was it just the other day? I think I saw Anthony Robbins doing an online course. There was 15,000 people in the workshop. They made a fortune. But the question is, what was the power? What was the impact of that learning? And are people really making millions, or are the people who are just teaching you how to make millions making millions? We say there's a big rip-off going on. There's a whole lot of numbers that people aren't telling you about. What we do know is, if it's done right, you can reduce training time by 75%. Yes, people can boost retention by 60%. Well, that's an interesting number. And certainly reduce the cost, because you're going to reduce the cost of needing to fly people in. But something magic happens when you use eyeballs, when you engage and get face-to-face in a room. What we do know about online learning, you can see people can access it anywhere, anytime, from any location, from any part of the world. People can, if it's done right, again, you can use real time and relevant. In other words, I've got a problem with telephone skills. How do I access the telephone skills? I've got a problem with sales pipeline. How do I access that? I've got a problem with giving feedback. How do I give feedback? I've got to do some performance reviews. Where are the lessons on performance review? Well, the interesting thing is, on our platform, we have subject-based, relevant, real-time. We call it lean learning. In other words, what's the 20% that's going to give you the 80% impact, so that it's not just piles of free YouTube. Now, by the way, just watching online classes doesn't change your life. What we found is that just watching it is nice, makes you feel warm. We say it's like showering with a raincoat on, showering with an umbrella, that you actually need to do more than just get the knowledge. We say it's actually knowledge in action. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge into action is power. So it's not just getting access to the information, it's actually doing something with it. Now, here are some other benefits of online learning: student-centered, flexible, accessible. It's global knowledge. You can get information from all around the world. You know, the possible interaction, possibly cost of all of these opportunities and benefits. But, oh yes, look at this. And if you're into teaching from online, don't work 8 hours from a company, then go home, be tired, uninspired. You can start a business in the palm of your hand. Making money's never been easier. There are so many excuses. Follow me, I'm a guru. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a great rip-off. But this is one of the dirty little secrets they don't tell you about. This is studies done by Udemy. Even the great Seth Godin, who was on Udemy, said this. Look, 97% of people starting an online course don't finish it. Only 30% actually complete some of the content of those courses. This is the dirty secrets they don't tell you about. 70% buy an online course and don't even start it. What? 70% don't even start it. And on average, only 4% of people, I mean, when I saw these stats, I was absolutely blown away, because I've been spending the last 3 years putting my material online, going online learning is it, that's the way to go. But if it's not done correctly, then look at this, 97% drop-off rate. Who would invest in something where there's a 97% failure rate? So it's got to be done the right way, which is why we've redesigned the whole online learning, online coaching experience at Everyday Empowerment Institute. That's our point of difference. We don't have 15,000 people on a webinar saying we're going to change your life. What we know is it needs to be designed, constructed with a quality education approach, which is one of the core values of Everyday Empowerment Institute. Quality education, educare. So we've got a whole unique system that we use at Everyday Empowerment Institute to empower and educate, so that we don't get these figures, 97% drop-off rate. Some of the reasons people drop it: lack of dedicated time, lack of internal motivation, outdated content. So we've gone through and we've designed our programs to make sure that we do not fall into these traps. We've redesigned it so that it's not just sitting there passively. We've put in a knowledge into action plan. We call it implementation, accountability, which is the word we want to talk about today. On my LinkedIn profile last week, we talked about the 7 tips to accountability, which I'm going to share with you today. How do you build accountability whether you're a solo entrepreneur, whether you're in a company, whether you're running a team? This word, accountability. Look at this. Your ability to take account, your ability to count, your ability to give account, setting up an accountability environment. Let's talk about this.